Well, it's another Nick Fury path. It's 8.1.2, the path is Bloody Mess. The nodes are Bloody Mess, Redoubled Determination, Bleed Vulnerability, and Limber. Basically means you deal more damage with bleeds, and they'll take 90% less damage unless you're bleeding them. And as long as you're bleeding them, you do 200% more damage with everything else. But every debuff you have on them, they'll gain more power, and with Limber means that every stun you do, the stun debuff will last less time, which is fine, because I brought white mags, and his pre-fights mean that the stuns I have are passive. And with passive stuns, that just means that I don't have to worry about Limber at all. However, I do have to worry about my just being bad at the game. Because, that tends to make it happen. That just tends to make me lose health, as you can see. But no, so with APOC, I'm running it in with, just heavying for those bleed debuffs before I blow up my specials. For that big damage, as you can see, it's about, 4 to 35% damage? I can't do math. It's, yeah. But yeah, as long as I just stop getting hit in the face, I'm fine, I'm fine. The thing about Black Widow is I tend to forget that she has the reduction of ability accuracy, and so when I go to parry her, sometimes it just won't work, but I'll, muscle memory will kick in, and I'll just start immediately going in for the attack after I hit the first parry, which is not a great thing to do, and it's why, I've taken so much hits to the face. But, I don't know, one more special should kill her, and she's gone, just like that. This combination of nodes means as long as you're bleeding the opponent, they're going to die relatively quickly. So I've brought a lot of, bleeding champs into this thing with, Nick Fury, Apocalypse, and Archangel. White mags can also bleed, but, it's not as efficient, nor is it as easy to access. That's bleed. So, I'm sticking with Nick Fury and Apocalypse mostly for this, path. I brought Archangel along, just for the hell of it, in case I needed something, but I wasn't planning on using him, and when I do, it's not like it lasts very long anyway. Nick Fury was my go-to for this fight because I'm so comfortable with using him, and he's such a simple, character to play, and, considering I lost so much health with APOC on that first fight, I just kind of, forced to use Nick Fury for most of this anyway. And with Nick Fury having such easy access to bleeds, I don't have to heavy, I don't have to parry or anything like that. All I gotta do really is just make sure that I can hit the opponent with that first medium, and then they're starting to bleed. I get the Bloody Mess node activated, and I start dealing, my normal amount of damage, or my boosted amount of damage, I should say, after that bleed vulnerability. I just have to watch out because the redoubled determination is what's making them gain so much power. And I am placing so many bleeds on him because I am Nick Fury. And it's kind of screwed me up a little bit against this Void. Take that special to the face, but it's all good because if you really think about it, I want to be my second life anyway, for even more damage, for even faster kills. Sure, it's more risky, but really and truly the Void was probably one of the scarier defenders on this path anyway. With him out of the way, I don't have to worry too much. Karnak's a joke, let's be real, he's a freaking joke. His special one does absolutely nothing, and he'll stand there waiting for you to hit him. His special 2, it just chucks a little tiny rock at you. A pitiful attempt at earthbending, if I do say so myself. And even without using White Mags' pre-fights against this Karnak, because I genuinely do not need to. I say that as I get hit down to 2%, but this is where the intercept game comes into play, where I said, all I need to do is just start focusing on the flow of the fight, and I can start intercepting like crazy. We got a pitiful attempt, and then just intercept after intercept, and I'll get Karnak down. Most of the reason why I'm able to do this is just because this special one is such an easy thing to counter and punish. Because if you can notice, he just stands there. He's just like, yeah, go ahead and hit me. Don't worry about it. I'll just wait for you, right? And as long as I keep baiting these special ones, I will be fine, honestly. The redoubled determination is actually making it easier for me to fight this Karnak because of how fast he's getting the special one back. As long as I don't push him to special 2, I should be able to counter, and I don't have to worry about, doing too much about it. But yeah, just like that, he's gone. He's dead. And on the floor. But yeah, so Nick Fury is still at 2% health, which means up for this Joe Fixit, I'm going to have to use somebody else because Joe's special 1, which I know I'm probably going to proc a few times, is a little hard to dodge. He fires a Tommy gun at you. And well, I mean, I'm talented, but I'm not that talented. So this is where the Archangel comes in. You know, I needed somebody who I could rely on. Not that it really matters, considering I'm already down to 25% health, and Joe barely lost anything. Of course, this is all because of, you know, my inability to actually play the game properly. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't know what I was doing for this path. It's a miracle I got through this path as fast as I did, and with as few deaths as I did. I should have died a lot more, considering how awfully I'm playing, because that's death 1, and I just taking these hits, man, left and right. This path should not be this difficult, and it's not this difficult. I'm just playing like an absolute fool. And look at that. I forget to press the button to put the pre-fight on Joe. Like, I went to go do it, and then I just didn't do it. Like, I'm going insane, I swear to God. But it's okay, because I can just play around what I don't have, you know, as in I don't have the passive stuns. So what I'm going to try to do is just, you know, push him to special 2s as many times as I possibly can, because that's the easier one to dodge, take less damage, and I get disorients on me, which is fine, because, you know, that's free willpower healing. Let's be real. And of course, it doesn't really matter if I'm still getting hit in the face. But yeah, that's death number 2. A depressing death number 2, if I do say so myself. But it's all good. It's all good. You know, I'm just going to heal Nick, and I'm going to go back in. This is what I should have done from the beginning. Actually, no, what I should have done from the beginning is just not been an idiot and take all these hits to the face, because those are really, like, they were so avoidable and so just unnecessarily taken. And hell, dude, White Mags had plenty of pre-fights. I could have just used them last fight. Should have just used them so much earlier. For some reason I didn't. For some reason I just forgot, you know. I tend to, because I rarely use him anyway. I haven't ranked up. I just never really learned how to play him. I normally use him, like, for incursions when it comes to, like, you know, the robot pass, when I don't have my Angela on me, like I normally do. Because Angela takes care of robots really easily because of all those armor breaks. Not necessarily as easily as, like, the Magnetos, but it's all good. And, you know, just because I don't use him as much, I just forget about, you know, his abilities and what he can do for me. Especially because pre-fights, like, it's hard to remember to use them if you're not using the champion, right? I'm just so, like, focused on getting into the next fight, I don't think about it. But, you know, here I've learned my lesson. I've lost 2 of my champs, and Nick Fury's literally on his last lives. Or in his last legs, I should say. I'm using all my damn health potions. I'm just... I'm freaking out. But it's all good, because Stealth Suit Spidey, there's actually quite a bit to worry about in this. You know, he's got his evade every time he throws a special, and every time that timer ticks all the way down. Not gonna be a problem once I throw off one special one. I don't remember if I do. I don't remember if I just, like, fight through it, but if I do, it's not gonna be, like, that much of a change either way, considering how fast these bleed debuffs are gonna take him down. Because as you can see, they're doing like 5,000 per tick, which is kind of crazy. Because that first bleed debuff is gonna make it so that all the other ones are gonna do so much more damage, and the first one's the small one, so it doesn't really matter. I don't have to worry about it as much. At least I'm pretty sure that's how that works. As you can see, the evade, you know, screws me. Thank God he doesn't go in for a punish, but this is what I get for not throwing that special one to stop his evades. We're good. But yeah, no, he's dead after this cycle anyway. It doesn't really matter. Here I learned my lesson. I don't trigger his evade against the wall, because he will, you know, counter me and kill me. And I'm just kind of slow playing him, trying to bait out his specials, so that I can, you know, just counter it and kill him slowly. Get lucky. Cause should have finished the combo there, would have killed him, but this is fine. Waiting one extra combo is fine, you know. And see, we're only halfway through this recording. The other half of this recording are these last 2 fights, and this is it. And I mean, it makes sense because it's, you know, it's Sasquatch, and I don't have any more pre-fights left with White Mags because I'm an idiot, and I don't know. I did not plan this path out very well. I just thought, oh, bloody mess. Oh, let me just pull all my bleed champs in. Oh, Limber. Let me just pull in White Mags. I didn't. There was no planning that went into this. Like Sasquatch, I have no heal block on Nick Fury. I only hope I can outdamage the healing, because once it gets, you know, once Sasquatch gets to low health, he'll start healing like crazy with all those, you know, the regeneration passives, and it gets like kind of hard to handle if you don't have the means to out damage the healing, or if you don't have a means to heal block. And it's always been something that's kind of like plagued me when I've gone against Sasquatch in these kinds of paths, where it's like sometimes I'll just be sitting there for, you know, minutes on end just fighting him at like, he'll just be hovering around like 20 to 15% health, consistently healing all the way back up and down, up and down, up and down, and there's nothing I can do about it because I just can't out damage the healing. And, you know, I gotta watch out for his, you know, unstoppables when he's in the Wrath of Tanarak, because I'm at such low health that if I fuck up even once, I'm going to get smacked in the face. And there's, you know, there's a lot that I can do to prevent that, as in, like, I just don't have to hit him. But see, he's already starting to get those regen passives, and he's healing quite a bit already. It's only at 3 so far. And he'll just keep gaining more and more of them. And the best I can do to mitigate that is to try to, you know, stack debuffs on him, because every debuff I land on him will reduce his regeneration rate, which will mean that he'll heal less and less. And you can actually see it, the more debuffs I land on him, the less like his healing will be ticking. Because right now it's about 1,000, you know, 1,100 or 1,500. And then I do a couple more combos and it'll just be lower and lower. And that's the only reason I'm able to get through this, is because of the bleed vulnerability adding to my damage. Because as you can see, with no bleeds on him, it's 2,200 per tick. All the way back from like 4% health, now he's at 11%, 12%, right? It's a back and forth kind of game, and I gotta stay aggressive and keep on him so he'll finally go down, right? Get that special one in, just because, you know, he was at the very tip of dying, and I figured, I'm at the end of my combo, he's gonna heal if I don't do this, I just have to end it, right? So I do. Throw that special one and he's gone. But now Nick Fury is basically dead. Cable is useless in this. White Mags is useless in this, and for whatever godforsaken reason, I decided, yeah, after that mess of a path, let me just take a brand new defender in Black Panther, who has explosive personality, which means every time he blocks you, he'll get an armor up. At 5 armor ups, you'll explode for 25% of your health. He can auto block, and he has increased chance to auto block. Plus, he's, you know, Black Panther Civil War, and he'll gain armor ups anyway. Not that they count towards the explosive personality, but it's hard to keep track because they're all on the same, like, all the armor ups are under the same, like, little icon, so it's hard to keep track of how many you've got on him. So the best chance I have is to bring someone like Angela who can armor break him and reset all those stacks down to 0. And she also can stop, you know, the auto block if she has enough buffs on her. However, this was back when, before I had Angela at a proper SIG level. She's still only like SIG 40 to 60 at this point, I think. So she needed at least 4 or 5 buffs in order to stop the auto block, which, as you can see, I'm still getting auto block. But this true sense I get from mixing in my armor up buffs with the precision, due to one of, you know, the nodes on the boss, is making it so he doesn't auto block, which is great. You know, it's another way that Angela counters this boss, which she's actually a really good option for it. I just play like an idiot and I die. But that's, you know, that's on me, and that's on creeping hitboxes, right? There's nothing much. I mean, if you know, a better player just wouldn't have to worry about that. Angela's a great option for this path, or this fight, I should say. You get her a proper SIG level, you don't even have to worry about the true sense stuff, and as long as you don't, you know, stun him when he has an armor up, you don't get reflected on the stun. And as long as you don't hit him into his explosive personality, you don't take that 25% damage. Like, I'm making all the mistakes so you can see what not to do. But yeah, I'm playing it off like I knew what I was doing. I was going in this fight pretty much blind. I was just kind of saying, oh yeah, you know, Angela sounds like she might be good on paper, but I have no idea like how to actually like make sure it doesn't work, you know. And it's also Bleed a Moon, which means that my Nick Fury is going to be useless for this anyway. So it was really only Angela that I had left to use. Like, yeah, Mags could have done something, but he doesn't when I try him out. Because, you know, like I said, I do die. 2 creeping hitboxes. Look at that. 200,000 burst. Anyone? Because of all that, because Black Panther will store, you know, hits on himself and transfer that into damage next time he hits you. And it was almost all those stacks were gone. They were literally almost all gone. And then I decided, yeah. I'm just going to get hit by him right before they disappear. And that's why I die. But yeah. And, you know, of course, when I'm playing Mags, for some reason I'm parrying, which is not a great idea, because Black Panther could be getting an armor up at any point now, and that stun will be reflected onto me. But, you know, I'm an idiot, and I decided, yeah, let me just keep parry-heavying until I see an armor up, which is so stupid. So dumb. But, yeah. I'm doing small amounts of damage, just trying to build. My idea here was just to build up to a special 3 and then like nuke him with as many powers as I could. Not that it really matters or worked at all, because I, couldn't get the true sense up because I have no way to get armors, and so I'm stuck with a precision and no true sense. I hit him with a special too because I needed to get out of the corner, but it doesn't matter because I'm still dead, right? Look at me trying to stun when he's got an armor up. Such a failure, but that's death number 4. And, now that I kind of know how the fight works, I just go back in with Angela. Don't even need to really worry about anything too much. It's just, a typical... If I did the fight again now, definitely would go better, because I have Angela at the proper sig level of 160 where she only needs 3 buffs to counter auto block, and she can get to 3 buffs relatively quickly, especially with the way I'm playing. But, yeah, this is just depressing. This is... It's sad. No, it is sad the way that I'm doing this, but it's okay. It's called a learning experience. I've got so many revives stacked up for this because I'd be farming that 3.6 or 3.2.6 quest for all these revives because I know damn well I suck and I know I'm gonna need them. Even for these easier fights. I say easy, but it's not like an easy fight, but it's just like it's methodical. You have to be careful, and you have to watch these armor ups. You have to watch Black Panther, make sure he doesn't hit you when he's got everything, and make sure he doesn't hit you when he's just like charging at you. I don't know what I'm doing, bro, but it's okay because I got him. No, I really don't. I had a lot of trouble with this. Had I brought the 5-star, I probably would have done better the first time around. Yeah, it would have been slower, but at least I wouldn't have died because the 5-star is at Sig 200, and she would have, almost nullified everything with the. It would have been like around an 80% reduction with just 2 buffs, and with 3 buffs, it would have just been over 100% reduction, which is good because it'll stop his auto block and it'll stop I don't have to worry about anything at all in terms of the auto block. I don't even have to try and go for the true sense like I do here, because I don't have all those buffs on me all the time consistently. Like, yes, I have them here now. I have my 5 buffs, I should say, but one of the buffs is true sense, so it means like it doesn't really matter, I'm already countering his auto block. So yeah, as you can see, like, played right, this fight goes very smoothly. He's already down 30%, 45 hits. Like, yeah, it does take some time because Angela is not the strongest when it comes to like just throwing her out for her first fight without, Odin, or building her up with the Odin synergy to build up the potency of her buffs. So these things do take a little bit more time, but she is extremely powerful and will make sure that, as long as you play it carefully, you play it correctly, you don't die, you don't have to worry about much. It's a very simple fight. It's just a Black Panther fight. Or she can just turn it into a normal Black Panther fight, where you don't have to worry about anything. I just played like an idiot. As you can see, like, those little kinetic charges, they're slowly ticking down, and I'm trying to wait them out so I don't have to worry about, getting blasted in the face every time I take a hit from him. So that's what I'm kind of trying to do there, but I still, end up getting smacked in the face. Thank God he doesn't finish me off. And I'm able to hit my regen to get him back up, and with him being so close to dead, I was just like, I would have been livid had I had to revive once more. But it's all good. Watch out for that creeping hitbox. I could have punished for the kill, so I decided to play it safe and just wait him out, get one more regen in just in case, and he's dead. This path could have been easy, should have been easy. No, it was easy. I just played like a fool, but at least now I don't have to fight this Black Panther again. There's a plus side.